Hey guys, so I just wanted to share something that I've been thinking about recently as it relates to being out in the harvest. So in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, we read about how Paul is setting out a case to the Corinthian people in this chapter as to why it's reasonable for him to expect the support physically, emotionally, financially, even um, from them because of his service in sharing the gospel. But one of the verses that has stuck out to me recently, he says about midway through the chapter that he says, "Woe to me if I don't share the gospel." That he sees it as an obligation. And one of the things that struck me early on during this whole pandemic season was that as things were shutting down and a lot of just situational things were uncertain, that I still felt like I had a duty, um, not just because it's a responsibility, but because it's a joy to be able to go out and to share with others. And of course, that's been more challenging during this season, but it has still been something that I have personally been challenged to do. Also, just think about how in John 4, when Jesus encounters the Samaritan woman at the well, he gets into a spiritual conversation with her and tells her all kinds of things about her life that as a stranger to her, he would have really had no way of knowing. And when she heard all these things, she ran back to her village and shared openly and said, "Come and see this man who's told me everything that I've ever done." And even says that some of the Samaritan people believed in Jesus because of her testimony, but then when they were able to come and see him in person, that it even added to that measure of faith and even caused others to believe as well. And so, no, one of the things that I've been doing personally during this season, I know different people have had different tactics, but have been out in the neighborhood. God has really allowed some good fruit to come out of just being able to reach out among neighbors. And I know personally I've been able to engage on some level, whether through prayer or in the gospel or just spiritual conversations with at least a couple dozen homes. And it's been an encouragement to me just to realize that God is still at work. He still cares every bit as much about people. And it's just neat to see him move. So just wanted to share that as an encouragement to you guys to say there are still opportunities. It may take a little bit more forethought at times than maybe it even would have in the past. But God still has a heart for people, and he wants us to be a part of being out and active in sharing our faith. And so I hope you'll join me in that.